Hey, shut up in there, will ya?
Now that I got your attention, I've been playing the Metal Gear series because Delta was getting ready to release. It should be out by now, but I wanted to play through those games and just kind of learn the story because my entry point was number 4 and that was like 20 years ago. And I just finished 1 a few days ago. And I gotta say, just like number 3, I think number 1 is also ahead of its time. This game was full of kind of funny one-liners, but also bold and serious dialogue between characters. There were cinematic cutscenes that were not slideshows, and the character models were really well done and animated. And keep in mind, like I said, there was voice acting throughout the entire game. This was really impressive for its time, and honestly, it holds up really well today. Now, what I will say is that for a series known for stealth and espionage, in this first entry of the game, and I know it's their first take, I didn't feel stealthy. It was really easy for me to navigate around enemies because I had a radar and I could see exactly how far they could see, and it was really easy to manipulate that. So I didn't feel stealthy the way you would in something like Sly Cooper, Ghost Recon, or any other stealthy game that comes to mind. But I still did enjoy that aspect. I could kind of understand where they were coming from, and they really improved on that in 2 and 3 and so on. The Gray Fox fight, say that 3 times fast, felt like a fighting game to me because it felt like you needed to understand where you need to be standing at when he starts and stops and attacks in order to get your hits in, but also understanding how many hits you can get out to avoid getting hit yourself. And I really like that aspect. Sniper Wolf was probably one of my favorites. It was just a cool sniper battle. And at first I thought it was gonna be boring where I'm just sitting there sniping them over and over again, but she was moving pretty fast cover to cover, and then she would just lean out and it was just so hard to hit her because your aim is like wobbling and whatnot. But it was still really fun. I enjoyed that more than the end fight in GS3. But overall, I think the bosses were pretty unique and they didn't really feel copy-paste, and they all had plenty of character, backstory, and it was just solid. It was well done. Last but not least, the story was really well done. I kind of may have had some bias because again, my entry point was number 4, and as a kid, I didn't really know what was happening. So this for me was helped fill in the pieces and understand the full story, in its entirety. And it was really cool to be able to see the full picture of what was actually happening in Metal Gear. But it also had several twists and turns that I wasn't expecting. And again, the characters are so lovable that it's so easy to get pulled in. This was a really solid game, and if you only play AAA games, which I understand in this day and age because that's mostly what you get and that's mostly what you see, I definitely recommend going back in time, checking out different kind of games like Metal Gear, because this was a treat and it was a fairly short game. It was like 15 hours, and I had a blast. It was great. I definitely would play it again. But that's all for me. If you enjoyed this, follow, like, sub, repost, all that good stuff. Help me out. You guys stay safe. Peace.